Hey everybody, Dave Hathaway. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss real estate investing and building wealth. Today we're doing another deal day episode where each week we look at a new property in a new market to determine if it makes sense as an investment property. In essence, we're just trying to find where us investors can purchase properties and make money. This week, we're going to look at the market of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And the address we're going to look at is 418 Terrace View Court, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29579. And guys, if you've watched one of these videos or any of our other videos, to show us a thank you, we'd really appreciate if you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow and it helps us make a difference for investors just like you. So let's dive into it. The overall market of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is located in Horry County. So the population is 375,000 with a growth rate of 2.22%. And that is high. And you're going to notice that Myrtle Beach will probably show up on a bunch of these lists, these articles that say Myrtle Beach has a population boom. Another county that's right next to Horry County, right underneath, so south of Myrtle Beach, called Georgetown County, a place that probably nobody's ever heard of. And their population grew 5.4%. And why do I mention this? This is one of those philosophies, if you're in the path of progress, or if you purchase next to an area that's growing really rapidly, you're just gonna get some of the overall benefit from the area that's growing rapidly. And a lot of people probably just go, hey, I wanna move to Myrtle Beach. And they go, I might as well check out some of these other affordable areas while I'm down here. And then they end up being away from the tourism, but close enough that they can enjoy all of what Myrtle Beach has to offer. So I just want you to remember that philosophy. Let's get back to the macroeconomics of the market. Job growth, it's been growing at 1.6%. That's great. Unemployment is 3.7%. That is terrific. That's below the national average of 3.9. Average household income is $41,229. That's a little bit low. I would assume it's low because a lot of retirees move there, so they're on fixed income and they're just enjoying the beach. Median sales price is $359,000 and the median rents is $1,871 a month. And the price to rent ratio, which is a new stat that we're adding, is 15.98, which is really close to that cash flow 15 marker that says, hey, these properties are priced really well. So overall, I'm gonna give the market a huge thumbs up. Great growing market, great fundamentals. Let's move on to the Google Street View test. When we're looking at the Google Street View test, when we're purchasing new properties or properties that have been built in the last 3 or 4 years, there's not going to be a lot to see. Most of the property is going to look pretty good. And we're only going to determine if the neighborhoods end up being great neighborhoods or just subpar or poor neighborhoods 10, 20, 30 years down the road to see if people keep up with their houses. But overall, not much to see here. It's in, looks like, some big apartment buildings that are right next to it. So we're gonna give the Google Street Views a thumbs up. Moving on to the listing details of this property. It's listed for $285,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, single family property. It is 1,373 square feet, so really not that big. And it was built in 2021, so 3 years ago. And the property taxes are $972. Super cheap, love that. Rehab suggestions for this property. Even though it's new, I'm gonna throw out some rehab suggestions. I'd install something in the front of the property so you know what the property, you know it's your property, maybe a big pineapple, maybe something that makes it a little bit different than all the other cookie cutters of the neighborhood. I'd install some sweet paddleboard racks in the garage, maybe a kayak rack so people can see, hey, they can put their paddleboard and kayak up on the rack. I also noticed that right across the street, it looks like there's a water channel that looks awesome. So if you did have those paddleboard or those kayak racks, if you live there, you can just walk right across the street, pop your paddleboard in the channel and get to town, go fishing, go get your workout in, whatever you want to do. I'd also spend a little bit of money on Adirondack chairs, whether that's just to show the property off or just to put people's mind at ease when they come in into the property looking at it. We often like to stage our rentals, especially before they get pictures. And then if we use those same pictures down the road after we have a turnover, the pictures just look way better than an empty place. So you can kind of visualize something that's going on. And when I say staging, if you look at our real estate tips playlist, you'll find our staging. It's a super light staging. It's like one picture on the wall, sometimes an area rug. So little stuff in the kitchen, and sometimes a full-length mirror in the master bedroom, just so you can see what's going on the property and go, ooh, this is a little bit nicer than that vacant one. You're creating a differential to those properties that are similar or comparables to yours. My rehab budget for this property is gonna be $5K. House is pretty new, doesn't really need to be that high. Zillow says that rents should be about $1,927. I think it's closer to $2K, especially as a new construction property. I also want to note here, whenever you're looking for properties, doesn't matter what type of investment is. If you have a budget, and let's say your budget's $200,000 or $300,000, it's always a good idea to see what an extra 25, 50 grand will get you, and see if that is a big difference in the amount of rent you can get. You just don't want to be in that big mainstream box where everybody's trying to rent out their same properties. If you can get one or two more bedrooms, then it's worth spending an extra $25,000 if that gets you $300, $400, $500 more dollars a month. It's gonna pay itself off. It's gonna be a better investment in the long run. When you're looking for investments, just to look a little bit above your budget to see, hey, what's out there? What am I gonna be competing with? All right, let's move on to the cash flow analyzer. You can download it. Just look for the link down in the video description. On this cash flow analyzer, it looks like if you were to purchase the property all cash, you're gonna be making $1,413.25 or 5.17%. Not terrible, definitely not great, knowing that money markets right now make 5.25%. So you could just stick your money in a money market and make the same. If you were to do a 30-year fixed loan on the property, you're making about $10. So in essence, you're gonna make a 0% return. You're just gonna have the tenants pay down the property, or you're gonna lose a little bit of money. So I don't love that. I never like breaking even or losing money on an investment property. That's not the reason we do it. We do it to build wealth. So we always want to be cash flow positive. I am actually going to have to give this property a thumbs down unless you can get a discount on the purchase price. If you can get it for 30, for 40, for 50K less, then I give it a thumbs up. If you did purchase this property for some reason, you could probably make the cash flow work. If it was a short-term rental or a midterm rental, if you don't know what those are, you might want to look into them. But basically putting on property sites like Airbnb or VRBO, you usually can get higher rents, but you're going to want to manage it either yourself or have somebody there local that is able to manage it. And you might be able to make the numbers work to give it a thumbs up. But overall, again, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I'm going to give the market a thumbs up. I'm giving the property a thumbs down, but I definitely think you can find deals here and you'll be riding that economic fundamental wave of the market. Thanks guys. Make sure you smash the like button and I'll see you on another Deal Day episode.